Okay, game 5 here, and Alchemist jumps out to me because, I don't know, potion cards jump out to me. But there's also Steward on the board and Workers Village. Steward can be draw, it can also get you thin. And there's also Peasant, which seems like it'll be good. There's lots of good piles, Workers Villages, Ironmongers, even Stables maybe. Steward also. So I think you want a Peasant. Mission is going to play a big role in this game because it can let you trash twice with Steward potentially, and it can help you to exchange your peasant or whatever it is along that line into the next thing. So I think mission is important. I think the alchemist thing is too slow in the face of Steward and Workers Village. There's Horn again here, and it can get up to 8, so you probably want to angle for that once you've trashed down a bit. Um, Bearing that in mind, I open Steward alongside my opponent's Steward, and I just wait to see what he does here. He goes for a peasant, and I go for a peasant too. So identical openings, however, it is about to get less identical as my opponent trashes 2 estates, whereas I have 3 in my hand here with no Steward. So I pick up a second peasant because Disciple and Teacher you usually want one of each. My opponent buys a mission here and is able to exchange their peasant very quickly into a soldier. So here I think about what to do. I can take 2 coins and get a stables maybe. I can draw for whatever reason, but instead I choose to trash with these steward, just trying to get thin. Maybe I'll get better shuffles later on. And I do not pick up a steward. 3 terminals is way too many. And just pass it over to my opponent who picks up a mission, actually goes on a mission and is able to exchange both a peasant and a soldier on that turn. So they're going along very nicely while my peasants collide. So things are not looking too bright for me at the moment. Again, do not want a peasant. Third terminal isn't attractive. Secret chamber was a consideration, but I don't think it is really worth it for a potential trigger. My opponent trashes out here and picks up another peasant. So this is the third peasant for my opponent, which is fine, is reasonable. On my steward here, I continue to trash, just trying to get thin, trying to stabilize a little bit, looking for a workers village as soon as possible. On 4 here, my opponent goes on another mission, so he is really trooping, and the peasant gets exchanged again. Out comes a fugitive and a soldier, so 3 exchanges in 1 turn. That's an excellent turnover rate. No complaints there, I'm sure, for my opponent. Here I have 4 and I can go on a mission, but I opt to get the workers village instead because I need that sorcerer plus actions to support the amount of terminals that I have. Uh, so you see here the amount of terminals that I have. I have 3 of them, which is why I wanted the workers village. However, I didn't show up with any of these terminals, so this is a bad hand. Um, I have the choice here of steward or soldier, really. Either way, I can trash with the steward, which is probably what I should have done. But I was thinking if I play the soldier well, I can be exchanged into a fugitive, and that's 1 less terminal in the deck. And fugitive helps to cycle a bit. My opponent picked up a workers village last turn, so that's their first workers village. But they are up to disciple now, and this disciple is going to get converted into a teacher. And my opponent draws with his steward, gains another one of the disciple, mind you, and is looking in very good position here. And just trashes out 2 coppers from their deck. So here I finally pay my workers village with a terminal. I'm going to draw with this steward. If I find another steward, I'll trash. If I don't, well then I'll probably just buy something, or I could have found the fugitive. I would have played the fugitive. Maybe I'd have gone on a mission at that point. This is my first mission here, coming up with 4. Looking to just exchange this fugitive and this soldier at this point. Hoping to catch up. The soldier draws 2 stewards, which is gut-wrenching. Second time for the game I have triple terminal collision, which is not good. So I can't buy anything on this turn, so I can either opt to attack my opponent, which really isn't that good, or I can choose to trash so that I could see my workers' village more often, and I go for that route and just pass it over to my opponent. I'm able to get up to Disciple, but as you'll see here, my opponent is able to set aside their teacher on this turn and go for a mission as well. So another one-sided game here. I think a lot of it depended on shuffle luck, really. Here you see this teacher set aside, my opponent going on a mission to immediately call the teacher, so that is a very nice thing here. So this is a good game for mission, really. You can see nice ways to use it. I know one of my friends, when they first saw the event, was wondering to herself, how do I use mission? Well, this is how you use mission. You can trash with the steward, get to set aside and call your teacher immediately, and have nice things happen. Here I have no idea why I didn't play the Disciple on the Steward. Instead I played on the Soldier for whatever reason. My opponent has put their plus card token on the Workers' Villages and has gained Stewards through many Disciples. I go for a Horn and a Peasant here. Really not good buys. I think I should have gone Workers' Village Steward there at that point, and here I pay for it. The Peasant and the Horn of Plenty come up to laugh at me, and my opponent has this marvelous turn gaining workers villages and stewards and using the stewards for money, setting aside teacher again, going on another mission, and it is at this point that I decide to call it quits. My opponent is far ahead with two gainers in the two disciples. They're gonna have a lot of pile control, and it will just be a matter of technique to get to the end of the game. So I wait until my opponent's turn is over here to resign. That's game 5. See you in the next one.